Dear friends, welcome to the next lecture, that is lecture number 14 of our ongoing discussion topic, that is mechanical drives. In this mechanical drives, we are talking about the belt drive, rope drive and chain drive. In the discussion of this rope drive, in last we talked about the step pulley, or sometimes it is also said to be a con pulley. Today we are going to talk about the relation between the tensions on both sides of the belt on a pulley drive or belt drive. We know that जब बेल्ट ड्राइव होता है रनिंग कंडीशन में, तो बेल्ट का एक साइड टाइट साइड होता है, दूसरा साइड स्लैक साइड होता है. सो ज़्यादा टेंशन मीन्स देयर इज़ ए डिफरेंस इन टेंशन. ज़्यादा टेंशन वाला जो साइड है उसको टाइट साइड कहेंगे, कम टेंशन वाला जो है उसको स्लैक साइड कहेंगे. तो अब हम ये टाइट साइड मीन्स मोर टेंशन T1 एंड स्लैक साइड टेंशन T2, ये दोनों के बीच का क्या रिलेशन है वो हम डिराइव करेंगे. सो फॉर दैट कंसिडर द belt mounted on a pulley on a side in a running condition. Here this represents a pulley and a belt is mounted on it. As the pulley is rotating in counterclockwise direction, this side will be a tight side having tension T1 and this side will be a slack side tension T2. अब एनालिसिस के लिए हम कहते हैं कि ये जो एंगल कवर होता है, टोटल एंगल एनवेलप बाय द बेल्ट ऑन द पुली इज लेट अस से थीटा, एंड द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन बिटवीन द बेल्ट सरफेस एंड द पुली सरफेस इज लेट अस से इज इक्वल टू म्यू. नाउ फॉर डेवलपिंग द रिलेशन between two tensions T1 and T2, consider a small portion of the belt. पूरा बेल्ट यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक एनवेलप करता है पुली की सरफेस को, लेकिन हम छोटा सा पार्ट उसका कंसिडर कर लेते हैं लाइक दिस मच ऑफ पार्ट, एंड विच कवर्स एन एंगल इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा थीटा विच इज़ ए वेरी स्मॉल. डायग्राम में वो काफ़ी बड़ा दिखता है लेकिन एक्चुअल में वो बहुत छोटा है, उसका मैग्नीट्यूड है डेल्टा थीटा. और बेल्ट के उतने पोर्शन में दो साइड पे जो उसको टेंशन लगेगा, दैट टेंशन विल बी इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द टेंजेंट, मीन्स परपेंडिकुलर टू दिस रेडियस एंड दिस रेडियस. ओके, सो इन दिस कंडीशन let us derive the relation between the forces acting on this small portion of the belt. So सबसे पहले कंसिडर करते हैं the normal reaction, the reaction acting on the belt because of the pulley surface that is in the direction of radius, let us say that is equal to capital R. Second, let us consider the tension T is acting on this side, on slack side, and its direction is perpendicular to this radius at the end of this included envelope angle. And as this is a tight side, so let us say there is a raise in tension by delta T. That delta T is the increase in tension on tight side than that on the slack side. Means slack side में हमने टेंशन T लिया है, तो टाइट साइड का जो टेंशन होगा वो इंक्रीज बाय डेल्टा T, दैट इज T प्लस डेल्टा T होगा. अंडरस्टैंड? सो टोटल टेंशन ऑन slack side is T for this particular small portion of belt, and total tension on tight side is T plus delta T. Now it is clear that the tension T and T plus delta T act in the direction perpendicular to the radii ड्रॉन एट द एंड्स ऑफ द एलिमेंट, वो यहाँ से क्लियर है। ये जो t प्लस डेल्टा टी एंड t जो एक्ट होता है, ये जो रेडियस है उसको परपेंडिकुलर है, मीन्स इट इज इन दिस टेंजेंशियल डायरेक्शन। नाउ as the pulley is rotating in counterclockwise direction, so the friction force acting on the pulley surface will be in opposite to it, that is in the clockwise direction, and relative motion performed by the belt is anti-clockwise direction, opposite to the pulley. So the friction force acting on the belt surface will be in clockwise direction, and that friction force is equal to nothing but mu r. So the friction force mu r will act tangentially to the pulley rim, resisting the slipping of the elementary belt on the pulley. We are assuming that here there is no slip, means statically it is in equilibrium condition. So because of this reaction R, the friction force acting on the belt is equal to mu r in this direction. Okay. Now for static equilibrium, let us resolve the forces. तो पहले हम रेडियल डायरेक्शन में फोर्स लेते हैं। सॉरी, फर्स्ट वी आर कंसिडरिंग द फोर्सेस इन टेंजेंशियल डायरेक्शन। तो टेंजेंशियल डायरेक्शन में लेफ्ट साइड जो फोर्स एक्ट होता है वो दैट इज इक्वल टू mu r. Now from the geometry it is clear that as this angle covered by this small element of the belt is delta theta, so this angle between this tangent and direction of this tension t will be delta theta by 2. Similarly that will be delta theta by 2 on right side also. So the forces acting tangential direction, that first is mu r acting on left hand side toward left. If we resolve this tension t on direction of mu r, so that will be equal to t into cos of delta theta by 2, and on right side that will be t plus delta t into cos delta theta by 2. So for static equilibrium, the forces acting on left hand side will be equal to forces acting on the right hand side. So writing that in form of equation, so we can write the frictional force acting is equal to mu r, that is acting toward left, then t plus cos delta theta by 2, it is in same direction, that is it is this component of this t in the direction of mu r, that is t into cos delta theta by 2, and this force is acting in right side, that is t plus delta t into cos delta theta by 2. So for static equilibrium we write minus t plus delta t into cos delta theta by 2 is equal to 0. Now here we have assumed very small element of the belt, this one, and delta theta is very small. So again the half of delta theta will be lesser than it, and hence the magnitude of cos of delta theta by 2 will be very near to 1, or we can consider is equal to 1. So substituting the values of this cos delta theta by 2 is equal to 1 at this place as well as this place, we will find the relation is like, that is mu r plus t minus delta t is equal to 0. So simplifying this t will get cancelled. We having delta t is equal to mu r. Let us say this is relation 1. Now let us resolve the forces in radial direction. For static equilibrium, resolving the forces in radial direction, again looking toward the diagram. So radially outwards force acting is equal to R. This is outward, and radially inward opposite to it, that will be a component of T on this side, that will be equal to T into sine delta theta by 2, and the radially inward component of this force will be T plus delta T into sine delta theta by 2. So outward is equal to R, and inward means in opposite direction will be T into sine delta theta by 2 and T plus delta T into sine delta theta by 2. So writing this in form of equation, we will have, that is R, that is acting outward, minus T into sine delta theta by 2, that is acting opposite to it, that is why minus T plus delta T into sine delta theta by 2. Again this is acting inward, so minus is equal to 0 for static equilibrium condition. Again the same condition for theta, delta theta by 2. So delta theta is very small as we have assumed, so delta theta by 2 is again lesser than it. So we can say sine delta theta by 2 is equal to delta theta by 2. So substituting this value in this relation, it can be written as R minus T into delta theta by 2 minus T into delta theta by 2 minus delta T delta theta by 2 is equal to 0. Now here delta T is very small entity as well as delta theta is also very small entity. So multiplication of it will be again too small, and again it is divided by 2. So we can neglect this term, and we can write the equation in this form, that this will be merged and we will having R is equal to T into delta theta. So let us say this is relation number 2. Now substituting this value of R, that is equal to T into delta theta, in this relation number 1, that is delta T is equal to mu into R. So we will having that relation in this form, that is delta T is equal to mu into T delta theta, that is magnitude of R we have substituted. So delta T is equal to mu into T delta theta. So rewriting, we will having delta T upon T is equal to mu into delta theta. Now to find out the situation for actual condition, means the actual envelope of the belt is not small part delta theta, but it is theta, and tension also varies from T2 to T1. So integrating within proper limits, we can write that integration from T2 to T1 dt by T is equal to integration of mu d theta from 0 to theta. Let us understand this limit with help of diagram. See, actual contact is theta of this much. So theta starts from 0 to total value of theta, and tension starts, that is minimum is T2 and maximum is T1. So the limit of tension is from T2 to T1 and limit of theta is from 0 to theta value. So we can write the equation in this form. So substituting the limit, the equation becomes integration of dt by T from T2 to T1 is equal to integration of mu d theta from 0 to theta. So this gives you natural logarithm of T from T2 to T1 is equal to mu into theta 0 to theta. So substituting this value, we found natural log of T1 upon T2 is equal to mu theta, and simplifying this again, we find the final relation is equal to T1 upon T2 is equal to mu theta. This gives the relation between two tensions of the flat belt on pulley in terms of angle of lap of the belt on the pulley and coefficient of friction between pulley material and belt material. So this is the final relation between the tensions, or we can say tension ratios in case of flat belt. So this is about the tension relations, dear friends. We will meet in the next lecture with the tension ratios, relation between two tensions in case of V belt. We will see what will be the modification because of the change in shape of the belt. And you can have any doubt, you can ask the questions, or you can subscribe this channel, and by sharing you can also help to your friends. Thank you very much, friends.